My original job I knew about because I was pretty plugged into my hometown. The job I have now, actually I'm trying very hard to not have a job anymore, but to create a business. So I learned about direct primary care at a conference through the American Academy of Family Physicians. At the time, this was 2013, there were probably less than 100 direct primary care practices in the country. I do believe there were more physicians and are more physicians who still maintain a sort of service and trade relationship, which is the fundamental basis for direct primary care. But the notion of just setting up shop with my stethoscope, my compassion, and my brain, and asking people to bring in eggs or chickens or money, and realizing that that's something that you legitimately can do. And if you throw in a side of tech, you can really, I guess, modernize the delivery of healthcare and simplify things in a way that's not super cost prohibitive. So I found out about direct primary care from Atlas MD, which is a clinic out of Wichita. One of their two founders, Josh Umber, is pretty well known in physician communities and direct primary care communities. But at the time they were giving a brief sort of off to the side niche speech, and it was like lightning in my brain. The whole model just resonated and made complete sense. And for me, it was my next step in healthcare to allow me to authentically be the doctor I set out to be. My situation, and a number of physician situations, is starting to be a little bit unique as we see more physicians transitioning to entrepreneurship or going back into small or solo practice. The conventional job search, honestly, my biggest challenge in hindsight was really feeling and being unsupported in the contract and negotiations process. So without being overtly negative, I think physicians have to be extremely mindful when they're pursuing being an employee, because employees fundamentally are owned. And being owned and having administrative aspects of your day dictated to you do dramatically impact not only your quality of life, but your ability to deliver service to your customers, to your patients. And patients, if your name's on the door, patients don't care that you have no say. If the waiting room's dirty, or the wait time is huge, or the front staff is demeaning, or asks someone if they have black lung every time they walk in. These things all reflect on you, and I think that's a very hard dynamic in employed-based healthcare, is that it's very hard when you don't pay people, when you don't control the strings. It's very hard to have the whole setup reflect what you're trying to do. And that ends up being a source of just incredible frustration and contributing to burnout that we're talking about with physicians. So I'm probably an extremist. I'm pretty evangelistic about direct primary care because it's the only model that allows me to be the doctor I believe I must be to ethically serve people properly. I was trying so hard to be this kind of doctor in a model that didn't support it, and that was just frustrating for everybody.